Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're exploring an idea that feels almost like a quiet rebellion against the constant pressure to push harder, do more.
Yeah, exactly. It's this idea of being gentler. We're diving into excerpts from Courtney Carver's book, Gentle. Rest more, stress less, and live the life you actually want.
Right, so our goal here is to really unpack what that gentler approach looks like for our lives, for change, even for how we treat ourselves. We'll pull out the key ideas and, the practical stuff from the material you sent over.
It's definitely a different path than the usual burnout is the price of success narrative. Offers something else.
So the core message it kicks off with is actually really powerful. It's this: you aren't broken. You don't need fixing.
That's it. That's the foundation. It really pushes back against that feeling so many of us have, like there's something fundamentally wrong we need to sort out. The book argues that trying to force change from that broken place, it just wears you out.
A vicious cycle.
Totally. And instead it introduces this idea of reconnecting with what she calls the gentle you.
The gentle you. Okay, what does that mean practically?
Well, it's not the part of you that's always chasing the next goal, plotting the next move. It's more about the part that wants you to feel good, like right now, in this moment.
So less about striving towards something and more about connecting with something already inside.
Exactly. That connection is positioned as the key thing that shifts how you feel and how you show up in the world. It's about knowing you're worthy already, not needing to earn it.
And the author's pretty upfront that this gentle path, well, it can sound easier than it feels, especially compared to how we usually treat ourselves, which feels very real.
It does. And that connects to another big theme, the battle between all those outside voices and our own inner voice.
Oh, the noise. It's constant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Family, media, friends, even stuff from our past or worries about the future. It can feel like a total cacophony.
And the source points out how many of those outside messages just become automatic. Things like, pay attention, listen to the experts, be nice, you can do better, make everyone happy. They feel like our own thoughts sometimes.
But they distract us,
Yeah.
right, from who we really are and what we actually want deep down.
Yeah, and the book has this interesting take on the inner critic. It says that harsh voice isn't really your inner voice, not the gentle you. It's more like a collection of all those negative outside voices that kind of seeped in when you were stressed or overwhelmed.
So it's not innate, it's absorbed.
That's the idea presented. And
Right.
constantly fighting that inner critic or trying to protect yourself from it just takes so much energy. It can actually make you disconnect from your real voice, your gentleness.
Okay, so if we're not supposed to push or fix, how do we actually make changes gently? The book offers this, the gentle way framework.
Right. A three-step approach designed to help make lasting changes with less stress and willpower. Less effort, really.
Step 1, get super clear on your why. Why do you want this change?
And this is deeper than just a surface goal.
Yep.
It's finding that, core conviction, the thing that keeps you going when it gets hard or when other people start questioning what you're doing.
And the book really hammers home.
Yeah.
This why is for you.
Wow.
It's not about proving yourself to anyone else.
Absolutely. It's your internal compass.
Okay, step 2 feels central to this whole gentle thing. Make tiny steps.
Crucial. And tiny here means small enough that it feels doable, not overwhelming. And ideally something you can easily undo or tweak so you can experiment without feeling locked in.
The examples really help, like building a morning routine instead of jumping into an hour, maybe just 5 minutes for the first week.
Exactly. Then maybe 10 minutes the next week, 15 the week after, or maybe just adding 1 minute to one activity each week. It sounds slow, but the point is it's sustainable and builds momentum gently.
Or decluttering hiding stuff you're unsure about in a box for a month or 2.
Yeah. It lets you break that immediate emotional tie. If you don't miss it after 30 or 60 days, letting go is way easier. It's an experiment, easily reversed.
I like the story about the author's daughter starting a reading habit with just 1 sentence a day. 1 sentence.
And now she reads tons of books and runs a book club. It shows how powerful those tiny, almost insignificant seeming steps can be, like the Headspace app offering 1-minute meditations everyone can find a minute.
So if you're stuck, the step is probably too big.
That's the check-in. Make it smaller. Tiny steps build confidence because you actually do them. They create momentum and inspiration, and they give you permission to just do one thing at a time. Much less overwhelming.
Makes sense. And the third step in the framework.
Connect with your support system. Build that network. This is important for any change, but the source says it's especially vital for bigger shifts, like, say, stopping drinking or dealing with addiction.
So the book then moves through these 3 seasons of the gentle journey. Rest, less, and rise. Let's start with rest.
Yeah, rest comes first for a reason. It's positioned as totally fundamental. The book asks, what do we actually sacrifice when we don't rest?
And the answer is pretty much everything that matters, like the quality of our work, our health, relationships, creativity.
Exactly. Our overall wellness, our impact. The message flips the script. Rest more, sacrifice less.
That's such a counterintuitive idea compared to hustle culture.
Yeah.
Resting isn't slacking off. Not resting is what stops you doing things well.
Precisely. It frames rest as essential fuel, not a reward you have to earn.
The source also brings up a really important point about how the pressure to rest less often hits marginalized groups harder. Women, BIPOC folks, trans individuals, people with disabilities or chronic illness.
Right. This feeling of having to constantly prove yourself, work twice as hard just to be seen as equal. The author shares her own story, even with privileges like being white, having insurance after her MS diagnosis. She still felt immense pressure to keep up an unsustainable pace just to show she was okay.
And it specifically mentions Tricia Hersey, the Nat Bishop.
Yes, quoting from her work, rest is resistance. Hersey's view, as presented, is that rest is radical because it disrupts the lie that says, you're not doing enough. It's a declaration. I am enough. I am worthy. She sees it as a love practice, a way to undo conditioning around sleep deprivation tied to systems like capitalism and white supremacy. Her powerful point, our bodies don't belong to those toxic systems.
Wow. Framing rest is reclaiming your inherent worth.
It's powerful, and on a practical level, getting enough rest means looking at baseline exhaustion and sleep. The source cites the general scientific consensus, often you hear 7 hours minimum for adults, right, and quality sleep. Getting less is linked to all sorts of health problems.
So a gentle first step is just noticing your sleep patterns. No judgment, just awareness.
Always awareness first. Another practice is building margin into your schedule.
Leaving white space.
Exactly. Intentionally leaving gaps, room for nothing. It acts as a buffer for surprises or emergencies. And if nothing comes up, hey, bonus time for a quick rest, a walk, or just sitting quietly.
The source gives some nice tiny steps for prioritizing rest.
Like scheduling it. Literally putting 5 or 10 minutes or even 2 minutes if that's all you can manage on your calendar. Daily, weekly, whatever builds the habit.
I love this one. Make a do not disturb sign.
So simple, right? But effective. Fancy or plain, it just communicates that boundary clearly. Like they say, clear is kind, let people know you're taking that time.
And if even that feels like too much, the absolute gentlest step.
Just sit down, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, that's it. A tiny pause.
The permission slip for rest is good too. I will rest first, so I will be able to do my most meaningful work.
Then there's the heart practice.
What's that?
It's simple. Physically putting your hands over your heart. It's meant as a gesture to bring you back to yourself, reconnect, ask yourself questions, and build trust in your own inner guidance. It's like saying to yourself, I've got you, I trust you, I'm listening.
Sounds grounding. Like an instant way to settle down when things feel chaotic.
That's the idea. Help you settle, rest, reset, breathe easier, find clarity. The author admits it felt a bit, woo at first, but it became essential for her.
For those I have way too much to do moments, there's a practice called draw a circle.
Yeah, the visual is you draw a circle, put the most important things, maybe just 1 or 2 inside. Everything else that's clamoring for your attention stays outside the circle. It's a visual boundary for your energy right now.
And it makes you question why things are inside. Maybe even things you need to be outside for a bit if they're not the absolute priority.
Right. Or if the circle doesn't click, you can make lists. A super short list of what you care about most, a list of daily essentials, and then a list of things you'd like to care about but just don't have space for now. Another way to clarify.
The book even mentions making a citrus tonic as a mindful practice, like turn off the phone, really pay attention to the smells, the sounds, the process. That's part of rest too.
So the one gentle step for draw a circle, just identify one thing you'd put inside your circle today, just one priority.
Okay, shifting gears a bit within rest. Underreacting.
This isn't about being passive or letting people walk over you. It's about choosing a response that lets you be effective and take care of yourself instead of defaulting to immediate outrage. Overreacting often means rushing, assuming things, adding stress.
Creating a pause.
Yeah.
A gap.
Exactly. The source points out things that make us more likely to overreact: being hungry, hurt, tired.
Drunk, overwhelmed, sick, worried.
All those things. The author has a personal rule: no tough talks when she's hungry, tired, or stressed. her HG2 rule.
And having grace for others too, right? Maybe they're just tired or hungry.
Yeah. Tiny steps for practicing this include journaling. Getting those intense feelings out on paper can diffuse them and help you see clearly.
Or walking first, moving your body.
Not like a workout, just
Yeah.
moving, processing thoughts physically before you react, like literally shaking it off.
This feels related to the next point, breaking up with breaking news. Very timely.
Totally. It suggests intentionally not getting sucked into heated debates about current events and, maybe more importantly, taking regular breaks from all news, social media, the constant flood of opinions.
It's not saying be ignorant, but questioning if consuming news 24/7 is actually helping you take action or just leaving you feeling overwhelmed and paralyzed.
Exactly. Taking breaks lets you reclaim your own emotional state, feel what you feel, not just react constantly.
It mentions a quote from Sharon McMahon: "The antidote to despair is action."
Right. Instead of getting bogged down by bad news, maybe do one small, imperfect thing for someone else. Deliver a meal, donate $5 to a cause, something tangible.
The source also flags catastrophizing, making things sound worse than they are, jumping to worst-case scenarios. News cycles can really fuel that. Not catastrophizing isn't pretending bad things aren't happening, just not adding extra anxiety fuel.
A concrete idea offered: if you're in a heated debate, maybe just change the subject and later donate to the cause instead. The author mentions donating to an abortion fund after Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Or making pacts with friends for news-free calls. Maybe ending calls with gratitude.
Yeah, little shifts. And the one gentle step here: if a full break feels huge, just change the channel in the car. Log out of Instagram for an hour. Shift your focus to something calming.
Permission slip. I will not trade my peace for breaking news. Love that.
Okay, moving from external noise to internal rest. Go to bed.
Featuring that great Laura Vanderkam quote, "Going to bed early is how grown-ups sleep in."
The big hurdle is always too much to do, but the source says a gentle step is just aiming for consistency. Going to bed around the same time each night really helps regulate your body.
And it lists the usual suspects keeping us awake: caffeine, alcohol, screens, worry.
Limiting those in the hours before bed makes a difference. Tiny steps include the promise to do it tomorrow trick for worries. Jot them down, promise to deal with them in the morning. Often they shrink overnight.
Or tearing your to-do list in half. That feels radical.
Right. Just do what's comfortable, move the rest, or ask if it was ever really that important.
The one gentle step for go to bed. Just try to hit a similar bedtime each night. Consistency.
Then there's the mind-body connection. This feels really integral to the whole gentle philosophy.
Yeah, how stress makes you sick or how emotional pain can show up physically. We know they're connected, but we often live like they're separate.
The source mentions somatic therapy approaches that use things like breathing, mindfulness, even movement or dance alongside talk therapy to help release tension or trauma stored in the body.
That phrase, issues are in our tissues.
It's powerful. Even simple movements can shift your mood. A basic practice is a body scan. Just pause. Notice sensations from toes to head. No judgment, just noticing. That itself can be calming.
Tiny stakes for this. Identifying your power by noticing connections. Like, where do you feel the smell of coffee? How does being cold affect your thoughts?
Or making a list of what actually feels restful to you, not what you think should be restful. Experiment. Reading, calling a friend, mindfully making soup. Build your personal rest toolkit.
And practicing resting in the moment. Not always pushing through when you feel drained or overwhelmed.
Yeah, giving yourself permission right then and there.
Okay, let's talk guilt. Because that stops so many people from resting. Redefine your guilt.
Oh, big time. Guilt, or often just discomfort called guilt, is presented as a huge roadblock. Going to work sick because you feel guilty taking time off, feeling guilty for doing nothing. The book points out that resting while feeling guilty kind of defeats the whole purpose.
And it connects this guilt to our upbringing in a system that values constant productivity. Your worth is tied to doing more.
Letting guilt drive means sacrificing time and energy for things that don't actually nourish you.
Tiny steps for dealing with guilt. First, figure out what you're really feeling. Is it guilt or just the discomfort of breaking an old pattern? Second, recognize you've suffered enough from letting guilt run the show.
And the source offers these great new rules of rest to actively push back. Things like read or relax before checking email. Take a nap before the to-do list is done. Make rest a regular practice, not just for weekends. Don't apologize for resting.
And Rule 10, claim rest as a right, not a reward.
Yes, and that quote, I didn't need to deserve today. I took it for myself. It's about inherent worthiness, not earning downtime.
Permission slip. I deserve to enjoy guilt-free rest at any time of the year. Okay. That wraps up rest. Now, season 2,
Hmm.
less. The author actually started her journey here, right? Less stuff, less debt, less stress, initially to manage her MS.
Yeah, but it grew into something much bigger. She realized the constant rushing and accumulating meant she was collecting experiences but not really feeling them, missing her own life.
There's that story about her earlier self, craving expensive things, designer stuff, even while in debt.
It captures that conflict perfectly, what she thought she wanted, this external image of success versus what her heart actually needed. Trying to soothe that gap by buying more just never worked. She never felt like she'd arrived.
And the contrast with the later story is so stark. 7 years on, tiny apartment, crowded couch with family and pets.
And feeling totally full, like bursting with sunshine, letting go of the idea of who she was supposed to be best salesperson, always acquiring allowed her to find the life she actually wanted. Connection over consumption.
Which leads beautifully into the not-to-do list.
Such a simple but powerful idea. It's not necessarily things you'll never do, but deciding what you won't focus on right now.
Setting an intention. A reminder when you slip into old habits.
Exactly. And the book says it's okay if you do something on the list sometimes. Just noticing it is the win. It's awareness.
It can even give you permission to do nothing. Frees up energy by ditching imaginary deadlines and letting you slow down.
Alignment comes from tuning out the noise and listening to what you genuinely desire.
Tiny steps for this. Maybe theme your lists, like a morning not-to-do list or a phone one.
Yeah, or put it somewhere obvious, phone wallpaper, sticky note as a visual cue.
Yeah, change it up. Experiment weekly. See what feels right. They're tools, not life sentences.
The huge one in less. Less phone. How much it pulls us out of real life.
Yeah, notifications, scrolling, even taking photos can mean you're experiencing it through a screen, not fully present.
The author ran a challenge aiming for 25% less screen time without using willpower, focusing on making it easier not to be on the phone.
And people found they had more time, better focus, more connection.
Powerful strategies mentioned. Get email off your phone. Seriously. The author did it, hasn't missed it, reclaimed huge amounts of mental space. Try it for 30 days.
Delete social media apps. Use the desktop, or only download to post.
Yep. An empty home screen nudges you to look up. Turn off all notifications except calls and texts. That constant interruption kills focus, apparently takes over 20 minutes to get back on track.
And finding something that matters more, like putting a picture on your lock screen that reminds you what's more important than the phone itself.
Exactly. Tiny steps. Make a what matters more list off your phone of things you'd rather do when bored. Keep a book nearby.
Simplest step, leave your phone at home sometimes. Can't use it if it's not there.
Permission slip. I can leave my phone at home sometimes and enjoy less phone and more life.
This connects to unplugging, taking a full 24-hour break from digital devices weekly.
Inspired by Tiffany Schlein's 246. The point isn't just the break, but what you do with that reclaimed time, creativity, and connection.
Schlein suggests adding a tradition, baking, a long walk, board games, a dance party. Something to mark the day.
People often find time feels slower, more spacious when they're unplugged and present. Might feel twitchy at first, but that fades.
Tiny steps for unplugging. Think about your tradition. Create your own rules for exceptions if needed, but set boundaries. Let people know how to reach you if necessary. Schedule it like an appointment.
And reflect afterwards. How did it feel? What did you notice?
Okay, a potentially sensitive but important topic in less. Alcohol.
The author shares her experience gently. She wasn't identifying as an alcoholic, didn't hit a dramatic low, but just realized over time that alcohol led to choices she regretted, and eventually she simply wanted to quit.
And found it gave her more capacity, more clarity.
Yeah, benefits like zero regrets after a night out, better memory. She mentions a study on alcohol in the hippocampus and generally finding life simpler, calmer. Plus, the health aspect, the source mentions the American Cancer Society view that there's really no safe level. There's a powerful quote from Laura McCowan. It doesn't matter how much you drink or how often, but what happens to you when you do. Deciding to change something keeping you from being fully present is vital.
For the author, none became her number. She encourages readers to ask themselves, does alcohol affect my life? Does it stop me showing up fully? Maybe try an experiment like Dry July. See how you feel. Make decisions based on your experience.
Tiny steps. Try a dry period, 30 days, 100 days, whatever. See for yourself. Try a mocktail or something. So many good options now. Less stigma.
And again, the support system is key here, especially if it involves addiction. Find your cheerleaders.
The one gentle step. Just don't drink today. Focus on now.
Permission slip. I do not have to explain why I'm not drinking. I can simply say, my life is better without alcohol. Powerful.
Next up, less advice.
Oh, this is interesting. The urge to share our breakthroughs and why maybe we don't always need to.
Especially with people who seem resistant. Not giving unsolicited advice lets you integrate your own changes more deeply. The author started a blog instead of directly advising people.
And that Anne Lamott quote, our help is usually not very helpful. Help is the sunny side of control. Woof. Makes you think.
Strategies for giving less advice. Question your mode of help or control. Offer advice with permission. Then let it go. Reframe it, this helped me, not you should. Reinforce their self-trust.
And for receiving unwanted advice, thank you for the feedback, then let it go. Or, Elise Myers, I do not receive that.
Right. And consider the source. Is the person actually qualified to give this advice?
Tiny steps. Practice not taking things personally, maybe starting online. Then with colleagues, I can think about that. Then loved ones, I do not receive that.
And crucially, notice the advice you give yourself. That inner critic again.
Shifting to physical stuff. Organize less. The author found organizing systems didn't stick because she just kept getting more stuff.
Yeah, the idea is many organizing products help us store more, not own less. The huge market size for organizing stuff suggests we buy solutions instead of reducing the problem.
It uses the 80-20 rule. We use about 20% of our stuff.
So maybe focus on getting rid of the 80% you don't use, and the rest might not even need much organizing. Acknowledge life stage matters, but most of us could own less.
Penny steps. Rethink the next organizing project. Declutter first, aiming for that 80% reduction, then see what needs organizing. Notice what you use daily that helps identify the keepers. It says how much time stuff management takes. If it's a lot, you probably have too much.
And the last one, unless, release your pain.
This sounds intense. The author journals daily, then periodically shreds or burns the journals.
With peace and love, yes. It's not erasing the past, but releasing the grip it has on the present, honoring it happened, but letting go to make space for today's feelings, joy, pain, to evolve.
She was scared she'd forget.
Yeah, but found memories come and go naturally anyway. The pain softens, doesn't need to cling to heal. She asks us why we save journals without a plan fear. Needing proof. She found peace in letting go of needing receipts for her life.
The one gentle step here. Just notice your resistance to the idea. No pressure, just curiosity.
Permission slip. I release my pain and past thoughts and feelings to make room for new life experiences.
Okay, Season 3, Rise. This feels like the result of resting and creating space with less.
Exactly. What emerges? It starts with less regret. Host, speaker, speaker. The author talks about the sadness of seeing people live in regret. It's an encouragement to make choices now you won't regret, and give yourself grace for past ones. 2 key things to stop doing to avoid future regret. First, stop saying yes when you mean no.
You're allowed to say no just because you need quiet or self-care or your heart isn't in it, not just if you're busy.
Saying yes out of obligation steals energy from what truly matters. If you don't have time for what matters, stop doing things that don't. Simple, but hard.
Second regret maker, giving up on dreams.
Define the dream. Write it down. Ask practical questions. If it feels impossible, make the steps smaller. Find mentors. Ask what version is possible now. Don't stop dreaming.
Tiny steps for less regret. Know the difference between guilt, feeling bad you did wrong, and regret, wishing you'd done differently.
And look for lessons in past regrets. What did you learn?
Finding community is crucial for rising.
Connecting with supportive people fills your cup. Online communities make this more accessible now. Ask yourself what you're looking for, how much time you have, what style fits.
Examples given like the author's own space, or City Girls Who Walk, which grew organically from one person's craving for connection.
Being with people who get it helps you rise. Tiny steps. Start by asking yourself, connect with your gentle you for courage. Ask trusted others for wisdom, but filter it through your own knowing. Consider what kind of community you need, list possibilities.
Or start your own if you can't find it.
Yeah, put the word out. The one gentle step mentioned here is to find that viral video of the little girl with lipstick saying, I ask myself. Share it as a reminder.
Which leads perfectly to savor simple pleasures.
Like rest first, enjoy pleasures whenever, don't wait till you've earned them. The author found after focusing on less, she started craving more pleasure.
That whole work hard to deserve nice things idea gets in the way.
Simple pleasures help us rise by filling us with joy, reminding us how little we need for inspiration. They create space for action from ease, not depletion, like mindfully savoring morning coffee, not just gulping it.
It's about engaging brain and heart, Rising from joy, not apathy. Filling your cup. Some minimalism paths can feel empty if they're just about rules. This adds the sweetness.
Tiny steps. Put joy first. Plan simple pleasures daily. Make a list so you have ideas ready when you're stressed. Notice pleasures already there, savor them. Understand your resistance, why must joy be earned? Listen to the gentle you. Share pleasures with others.
One gentle step. Identify a pleasure needing almost no energy watching a favorite movie clip.
Permission slip. I will treat myself to a simple pleasure today and savor the hell out of it.
And the really big one that ties it all together. Ask yourself,
Inspired by that lipstick video, I asked myself. We look outside for approval, validation, love. But the source says the gentle you has those gifts already. The heart practice connects you there.
the gentle you tells the truth, supports your best choices.
Helps you be brave regardless of others' opinions by reminding you who you are, what you want, that you've got this. Being that person for yourself is the goal. Ask your gentle me. Do I need rest, less, or rise right now? You know best.
Tiny steps for you. Ask yourself. Actually do it. Connect with that gentle you. Ask trusted others, but process their input through your lens. How fascinating. Consider community again. Start something new if needed.
One gentle step. Find and share that lipstick video.
Permission slip. When I want something, before I look for permission from those around me, I'll simply ask myself, permission granted.
And this all comes back to living the life you actually want. The author's journey from chasing the external grown-up ideal to finding joy in the small, crowded apartment, letting go of who she thought she should be.
Don't shut down dreams that feel impossible. Open up, love yourself through it, explore possibility. What would it feel like? If it's truly impossible, what else creates that feeling? Is it timing? Ask the gentle you.
And crucially, even in really hard times, illness, job loss, stress, gentleness is still possible. Our instinct might be to neglect ourselves, push harder, control things, which just increases suffering. The gentler choice offers more peace, resilience, energy.
Feeling even a little better is reason enough. It mentions Laura Gottlieb's book and how just talking helps someone feel less alone, honoring feelings, seeking help.
Final gentle step for rise. From ask yourself. Quickly list your feelings, header paper, name them, then think, how fascinating. Notice what comes up.
Permission slip for this. I am allowed to respond from a place of hope and curiosity, even when I'm in pain. Wow, that was quite a journey through rest, less, and rise. A really rich, deep dive into being gentler with ourselves.
It really is a powerful shift in perspective. Away from constant push-in towards ease, clarity, and living the life you actually genuinely want, not the one you think you should be striving for.
You know, there's a line in the source materials copyright section, of all places, that says, knowledge is most valuable when understood and applied.
That's a great point to end on. So the question for you listening is, what's just one small, gentle step you could take today? Something from this deep dive that resonated. How could you apply just a tiny bit of this knowledge in your own life, leaning into rest, less, or rise?